Good morning, everyone. This is Monday, January 27th, 2025. And if you're waking up across the Greater Toronto area this morning, you're experiencing something we haven't seen in weeks: actual calm. Environment Canada is reporting a temporary reprieve in our relentless winter pattern. And I need to walk you through exactly what this 48-hour window means, what's coming after it, and why this break matters. We're looking at current conditions as of 6 a.m. Eastern, showing temperatures at -8 degrees Celsius in downtown Toronto, -11 in Vaughan, -9 in Mississauga, and -10 in Markham. Cold, yes, but stable cold, predictable cold, the kind we can actually work with after the chaos we've been managing. Environment Canada's Meteorological Service is tracking high pressure dominating southern Ontario through Tuesday evening, by creating this pocket of settled weather that's going to hold until approximately Wednesday morning. Wind speeds across the GTA are sitting in that 15 to 20 km per hour range from the northwest, nothing that's going to cause problems. We're looking at wind chill values this morning between -15 and -18 across most of the region. Uncomfortable if you're standing outside for extended periods, but manageable, workable, nothing that triggers extreme cold warnings. Sky conditions show that mix of sun and cloud we're seeing right now, persisting through today with no precipitation in the forecast. No travel disruptions expected, no weather statements active across the Golden Horseshoe. Now let me tell you what this break actually means in practical terms. Because after the system we just cleared that dumped anywhere from 25 to 40 centimetres, depending on your location, shut down the 401 multiple times, and created whiteout conditions, this 48-hour window is critical. City of Toronto snow clearing operations are reporting they're at 87% completion on priority routes. As of this morning, they're getting into residential areas that haven't seen a plough since Thursday, and they're projecting full network clearing if we get through Tuesday night without additional snowfall. York Region is reporting similar progress with arterial roads at 92% clear. Peel Region, Durham Region, Halton Region, they're all using this window to catch up, to get salt stockpiles replenished, to get equipment serviced, to give crews recovery time before we gear up again. But here's where we shift attention. Because Environment Canada's extended forecast models are showing strong agreement. And when I say strong agreement, I mean the GFS, the European model, the Canadian model are all converging on the same solution. That we have another significant low-pressure system developing over the central United States right now that's going to track northeast and impact southern Ontario beginning Wednesday morning. The system currently sitting over Kansas and Nebraska this morning is going to intensify as it moves east, tap into moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, encounter that temperature gradient along the Great Lakes, and by the time it reaches our region Wednesday, we're looking at a potentially major winter storm. The preliminary guidance shows snow beginning across southwestern Ontario Wednesday morning between 5 and 7 a.m, reaching the GTA between 8 and 10 a.m. Wednesday, then persisting through Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, and into early Thursday morning. The snowfall rates during the peak of this system, which models are projecting for Wednesday afternoon into evening, could reach 2 to 4 centimetres per hour across the heaviest bands. We're looking at total accumulation forecasts currently ranging from 20 to 35 centimetres across the GTA, with higher amounts likely across eastern portions, where lake effect enhancement could add additional accumulation as the system pulls away Thursday. Wind is going to be a significant factor. We're expecting east winds Wednesday morning shifting to northeast Wednesday afternoon, with sustained speeds of 40 to 50 km per hour and gusts reaching 70 to 80 km per hour. Which means we're not just dealing with heavy snow, we're dealing with blowing snow, reduced visibility, significant drifting, especially in open areas. Environment Canada hasn't issued warnings yet for Wednesday's system because we're outside their typical 24-hour warning window, but their special weather statement posted at 4:17 a.m. this morning explicitly mentions this incoming system and advises residents across southern Ontario to monitor forecasts closely. The statement specifically notes that travel conditions are expected to deteriorate rapidly Wednesday morning and could remain poor through Wednesday night. They're using language like significant snowfall and potential for hazardous travel, which if you've been watching these forecasts long enough, you know means prepare for major impacts without triggering formal warning protocols yet. Let's talk about what this means for specific parts of the GTA. If you're in downtown Toronto, core areas, you're looking at that 20 to 25 centimetre range, with the main concern being Wednesday afternoon and evening commute getting severely disrupted. If you're in northern suburbs, Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Markham, northern Pickering, you're in that zone where we could see 25 to 30 centimetres. And you're also where wind impacts are going to be more pronounced. If you're in eastern areas, Scarborough, Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, you need to be prepared for the possibility of lake effect snow continuing after the main system moves through, which could push your totals into that 30 to 35 centimetre range or higher by Thursday morning. The western suburbs are in an interesting position because Mississauga, Brampton, Western Vaughan, you're likely going to see the snow start slightly later, maybe 9 to 11 a.m. Wednesday instead of earlier arrival downtown, but you're also going to see it potentially last longer, because the track of this system looks like it's going to keep you in the heavier precipitation shield for an extended period. The current model consensus has the low centre, tracking somewhere along a line from Detroit to Buffalo, which historically puts the GTAs in that northern quadrant where we get the heaviest snowfall rates and strongest winds. Temperature-wise, Wednesday morning, we're expecting temperatures to actually rise as the system approaches, up to climbing from those -8 to -10 values we're seeing today, up to around -3 to -5 by Wednesday afternoon. That might sound like good news, but here's the complication. We're going to be right in that temperature range where we could see some mixed precipitation, particularly near Lake Ontario. Current models suggest the mixing, if it happens, would be brief. Maybe a period of ice pellets or freezing rain mixed with snow during Wednesday morning across Mississauga, southern Toronto, and areas along the lake. By Wednesday evening, as the low moves through, temperatures are going to crash. We're talking a drop from -3 Wednesday afternoon down to -15 by Thursday morning, with wind chills that could reach -25 to -28 Thursday morning. Let me walk you through the timeline because understanding when things happen is crucial for planning. Monday, today, clear and cold, high of -5. This is your preparation day. This is when you check your supplies, when you fill your gas tank, when you make sure you have everything you need at home to potentially ride out a significant storm. Tuesday, continued settled conditions, high of -4. Another day for preparation, and also the day when Environment Canada will likely issue their full winter storm warnings. Wednesday morning begins with snow moving in from the west between 5 and 10 a.m, depending on your location. Temperatures around -5 to -7. Wednesday midday through afternoon. Heavy snow, snowfall rates 2 to 4 centimetres per hour. Winds increasing to 40 to 50 kilometres per hour. Visibility dropping significantly. This is when travel becomes extremely difficult. Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. to midnight. Continued heavy snow, strongest winds, worst visibility, temperatures starting to crash. Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, snow tapers off from west to east, probably ending across most of the GTA by 3 to 5 a.m. Thursday. But blowing snow continues in strong northwest winds. Temperatures drop to -15. Wind chills hit -25 to -28. The travel implications need to be stated plainly. Wednesday morning commute is going to start deteriorating rapidly, and by the afternoon commute, we're going to be in full winter storm conditions. If your workplace allows remote work, Wednesday is the day to use it. If you have appointments that aren't absolutely critical, reschedule them now while you're in this calm period. The 401 is likely going to see speed reductions, possible closures if conditions deteriorate. The QEW, the Gardener, these are going to be extremely challenging. Go Transit is going to be operating on cold weather protocols, and you should expect delays and possible cancellations Wednesday afternoon and evening. For those who have to be out in this, who work in essential services, who can't avoid travel, your vehicle needs a full tank of gas. An emergency kit that includes blankets, extra warm clothing, food, water, a flashlight, and a shovel. Your phone needs to be fully charged before you leave. You need to tell someone your route and expected arrival time. Drive according to the conditions, which means on Wednesday afternoon, if roads are snow-covered and visibility is low, you're driving 40 or 50 kilometres per hour on the highway, you're leaving massive following distance. The cold that follows this system is a serious concern separate from the snow itself. Thursday morning, -15, with wind chills approaching -28, we could see extreme cold warnings issued. Anyone who works outdoors, anyone who has to wait for transit, anyone who's going to be exposed to these conditions needs to understand that frostbite can occur in as little as 10 to 15 minutes with wind chills in that range. We're talking about covering all exposed skin, wearing layers, taking breaks indoors frequently. Here's what you need to do today and tomorrow during this break. Stock up on essentials. food that doesn't require cooking in case of power outages, water, medications, are anything you're going to need to be comfortable staying home for 24 to 48 hours if conditions make travel inadvisable. Charge all your devices, check your flashlights and batteries, touch base with elderly neighbours or relatives, make sure they're prepared. If you're responsible for snow removal at a property, make sure your equipment is fueled and functional now, not Wednesday morning when it won't start. And keep checking Environment Canada's forecasts, because what I'm giving you now is based on the 5:30 a.m. model run Monday morning. We're going to get 4 more model cycles before this system arrives. I'll be back with updates as we get that additional information, monitoring how the forecast evolves through today and tomorrow, and I'll have a comprehensive pre-storm breakdown Tuesday evening once we're inside the warning period. This is real, this is going to be significant, but it's also something we can manage effectively with proper preparation. Make smart decisions, prepare now while you have time, and stay tuned for those updates. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next update.